So here's a guide to fit your axle sliders. So what you need first, you need your axle sliders, you need a ratchet, and the correct sockets for your bike. You need a hammer, you need a random rod, and then you need a drilling machine, and then you need a vise to drill your axle nuts. Now, we're going to show you how to fit the axle sliders on the rear. And first, you need to have a look at your axle sliders. You can see inside the axle sliders that it is marked what is supposed to fit where. And for example, this one is for tightening the rear. And on this one, you can see inside it says rear axle nut. On the bike, we have the rear axle nut here. That means that this one is supposed to cover this one. So first thing you need to check is whether your rod can go all the way through the hub. If it can go all the way through the hub like this, then you can proceed to step number 4. If you already have a hole but it's too small, then you can drill it up from the outside in the correct size for the axle slider. Same size of the rod, then you just drill it. Blow some air through it so the axle sliders can come through the hub. If there's no hole, what we recommend is that you loosen the rear axle nut. Like this, you take off the axle nut. So now you take your axle nut and you put it in a vise. Tighten it up like that, and then you drill it from the inside. And of course, you need to drill in the middle. That's it. So now that the rear axle nut is drilled, we need to make sure that the rod can come all the way through. If there is a plug here, then it can be knocked out with the rod. You take the rod, you insert it inside the hub, and then you use a hammer to knock out the plug on the other side. Now you can screw on your axle nut. Remember, tighten it as the manual says. So now we are ready to put on our axle sliders. Here you can see this one is for the rear axle nut. Side also says inside. So this one is supposed to go over the rear axle nut here, and it should fit like this. Like that. Then the other one is to tighten the rear. It says rear tighten. Then over here we can put this one on. Then we tighten the axle sliders. And like that they are fitted.